So remember that they're changing my voice. I'm making this audio part of the video inside of the car because they make it harder for me to make videos outside for various reasons. If you look at the bumper stickers, you see that I've triumphed over these people who resorted to silly games, changing my voice, what have you, like little kids that never grew up. The people who represent the pinnacle of masculinity in their cultures, again in their cultures, resorted to acting like less than Freemasons or college frat boys, very immature children, and their cultures followed suit. This is part of why not to accept the boundaries of a racial culture, and instead choose universal pinpointing moral precision and obey God through me, because you're following people who are acting like psychopathic child molesters, okay, around the clock. Their orders are aimed at me, and they're very immature. Moral might as opposed to childish frat Freemason immaturity. Okay, plus my top martial arts challenge equals proof. It's there in the bumper sticker. Thousands of people have seen it. Also, I point out that the miracles are figurative and have scriptures that prove it. People know that I'm right. They don't try to talk to me about it because it's self-explanatory. They see the scriptures. They know that I'm the expert. They're not. They can tell by the other bumper stickers that they don't know what they're talking about. I do. And I'm shunned because all attractive females, keyword attractive, they worship the devil, which is very immature, very pitiful. It's like a witch with a Ouija board, right? It's grow the hell up. Also, it says the sabotage top martial artist at outdoor sparring is ideal. Not a single person has offered a contrary word the whole time. That bumper sticker has been up there for months, and I go out every single day, every day. Not a single contrary word. You know what happens? People are bowing to me in Morgan Hill, in San Jose. They are bowing to me. That's their way of saying they know that I'm targeted, and they know that my bumper stickers are real. They're bowing to me in the most sincere way that someone who's in rebellion can bow. And of course you know that I'm telling the truth. This is the end, and I put a special emphasis on precise truth. Also, angels work angles in the martial art order, in the divine martial art order. Can you imagine someone saying that their church, which does nothing impressive, magically is closer to God, is being a dime a dozen person who's part of a church full of child molesters? Something that glorifies God? No. I'm the only one glorifying God. And the bumper stickers make it clear so that even the children walking down the street or riding with them can see. Everyone who's targeted me, like thousands and thousands of people who targeted me, know that there's a reason I'm targeted, and everyone else is bending their kids over like a punk, so to speak, if for nothing else. Said I'm Christ? $1 million if you can prove me wrong. No one even tries. They bow their heads. No one tries. They bow their heads. All races. So to speak, every knee has bowed. Representatives of all your races. Because I'm Christ. Not some punk-ass occultist, deep state social controller who's deeply disgraced their families, deeply disgraced them. At the most important time in history, you bent over figuratively, and you bent your family over figuratively and at times literally for a bunch of child molesters, marrying your daughters to their family members, disgraceful as can be. No excuse. Well, I have triumphed more than anyone in human history. You think those characters in the story, you know, the gang members from the story, the corrupt cops, anyone else from the story, the women from the story, you think they can say it, even collectively, they have not achieved anywhere near what I've achieved. Just like the governing class. What can they say? Another privileged white person who leveraged it for money, another token minority Judas? What can they say? Well, I am the top martial artist ever possible. because of God Almighty choosing me, because of my family being righteous and mature and having the martial art and life principles far more intact than any other family ever. That's victory. That's success in life. Not being some bootlicking Freemason forged punk. Okay, so keep in mind that this is not hate speech. Okay, I've been abused by the groups that I'm talking about. And it's my honest response. Plus, they're fuming me and harassing me even while I make my videos. Subtly and covertly. And keep in mind, I have 23 witnesses on record that overkill, that it's not in my head. And law enforcement won't take it seriously enough to kind of take action. They would say things like it's above their pay grade and stuff like that. So I think I'm entitled to feel resentment and to express it to a certain degree. So I hope that YouTube will understand. Also, on the bumper stickers, it says, that righteousness is greater than wealth and worldly looks. I'm not boasting in money or a martial arts style that I made myself or that black people made. Royal African Falcon martial arts come from God Almighty, the one true God, who transcends all books made by human beings. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God. That's before Noah, before Adam and Eve. Okay? Way before. Universal pinpointing moral precision that predates the existence of human beings is my religion. That comes from God. Righteousness, I've been saying it for many years. Righteousness is greater than wealth. Moral precision is righteousness. Righteousness is godliness, it's holiness. It's in its true form, not some theatrical form, not some fairy depiction, but what is actually intensely righteous. I bring up in my bumper sticker that LGBT people have been editing my pictures. I didn't do that, out of pure hatred for, the LGBT community. That's not why that was done. That was done to make it clear that they're making a bad move and to tell the story. When you edit my pictures to confuse people how I look for your political agenda, for your selfish sexual agenda, okay, I'm going to expose that to the best of my ability. And you're suppressing my videos. And so everyone in the community who was LGBT was made that much more uncomfortable because of your selfishness, because of your greed. Okay, and everyone in the community in general, they're like, why does this guy have these bumper stickers? And they read them and say, okay, I can understand why he felt the need to do that. Because they're violating his religion, because the Son of Man is the image of God. And they have no right to do that. Because they're suppressing his videos. Okay, it goes without saying. And I have a bunch of other bumper stickers that I didn't show that have to do with exposing this thing. And over the years, it became crumpled because the sun was hitting them, and they weren't on my car. They were instead, on the back part right there. And so for whatever reason, between the fumes and the sun, I'm told that the fumes were part of it. They messed up, those bumper stickers. Matter of fact, I'm going to take a few pictures. I'm going to put it at the end. They're crumpled, and it's sad, but there's some very important messages there. Like, intimidate is a play on words for in time I date, together to get her. And I bring their attention to this. Yes, what's going on is rape by deception in a very calculated manner. And I have some of them that are harder to read. You'd have to kind of come up close and really read it. And I was hoping that people would ask me about it, but they never did, So you can see that even my bumper stickers by themselves go a long way in separating me from the collective guilt that society shares in. Because I make it clear what's going on, what the way out is, and that I am the way, the truth, and the life. Which makes it clear that I'm pointing to a distinctly different path than the paths that everyone else are on, which are kind of making a formation that is massacring people. I put 3 million children to starve to death a year. The benefiting from the sabotage of the poor is disgraceful. Things that put me dramatically at odds with various corporations and society at large for the sake of moral precision. And those bumper stickers cost me maybe about $15 each. And I have lots and lots of them. Lots of them I can't even fit on my car. I probably spend about $400 on bumper stickers to separate myself from the guilt that society has, from the rape by deception, from starving children to death. 9 million people starve to death a year, 3 million children. I've said that many times in my videos. I make it clear it's unacceptable. I offer a plan to solve the issue. Okay, a global food program, farming program where it's cost effective measures are taken, or would be taken to solve hunger in that sense of the word. It's very sad that people have turned a blind eye to the suffering in the world. They've turned their back on me. They maintain the kill rates of the governing class and the global social engineering program, and they try to make it so that their patriarchal lines seem superior, and they try to multiply their treachery and multiply their bloodlines at the expense of the poor who are suffering, while they cheat me, the most righteous person ever, at his right to lead. Obviously, there's no point in people continuing. Their very lives are like a relay race, right? Relay, ear lay, relay. It's a play on words for ear and lay. Okay? They're relaying the philosophy and the complicity, the spirit of complicity with mass murder, mass rape, mass theft, mass starvation, mass drugging, mass idolatry, and more. They're relaying that. They are conveying that. They are part of it. They are part and partial. They are complicit. They are part of the body of the cultures that come together to make this diabolical kind of collective human culture known as Babylon's system that is trampling the world. If you look at Jeremiah 51 and you think about it carefully, it says that Nebuchadnezzar has thrown them into confusion, okay? And the whole world was made drunk by Babylon. So the whole world is made drunk by Babylon. And the world is going to destroy Babylon. What it's saying is the whole world has merged with Babylon, and their wickedness will cause them to be destroyed. They destroy each other. They say everyone is senseless. They're thrown into confusion. They made objects of mockery. They're mocking the God, and they're mocking God in the system of Babylon, in the spirit of Babylon, in the formation, in the body of Babylon. And so, woe to you, destroying mountain. When you are done destroying, I promise you, you will be destroyed and marshaled off into eternal punishment. God will not be mocked. You reap what you sow.